Hey everyone, how are you doing? It's Marla. I thought today would be fun to do a get ready with me, but kind of a real makeover get ready with me. This is going to be an experiment. Normally when I do my own hair coloring and my own hair cutting. So I haven't been actually to a professional hairdresser in over 5 years, I think now. I normally color my hair with Clairol Expert Age Defy, and I usually get number, is it 5A? It is dark ash brown. I have fairly dark hair, but I like to lighten it just a touch. But I thought, let's see what it would be like to lighten it just a touch more. So I may be experimenting with danger here with my hair, but we're gonna do a get it ready with me with this Clairol Expert in number 6A light ash brown and see what happens. So we'll start mixing it up. I'll put it on my hair and then I'll let you see the final result as I do the get ready with me.
My hair is clean, there's no styling products in it, nothing at all. It's dry, so we're gonna get going and start dyeing. This is the box, and I'm going to show you everything that's in this box. You have the activating cream, you have the color cream, and there's also a conditioning cream. After you dye your hair and you wash it, you can put that on. And there's also a pre-treatment conditioning cream, which I never use. I never use step 1 and I never use step 3. I condition my hair once a week, but I don't necessarily use this particular product to do that. And it came with instructions, obviously, and a pack of gloves. So I'm only going to use tubes 2B and 2A. And I am going to squeeze 2A, all the contents of that, into 2B, and then I'm going to shake it up. I'm starting at the roots and just drawing lines across the top of my head. After I have distributed the dye all over my head, I'm going to take a wide tooth plastic comb and just run that dye through my hair to get it combed in really well so it is evenly distributed all over my head. My hair is so dark that it normally takes a while to lift the color, so I'm going to leave this dye on my hair for about an hour.
Okay, my hair is washed, took all the dye out of it. I left the dye on my hair for about an hour, and I don't know if you can tell, it is a little bit lifted. I'm not blonde by any stretch of the imagination, nor did I think I was going to be blonde by using a hair dye. However, it did, I don't know if you can see, it's slightly more of an auburnish brown color right here, and that is followed through the rest of my hair once it's a little drier. So it did lighten my hair a little bit, but as you can see, those hair dyes are mostly kind of benign when it comes to how much damage they can do to your hair. That's why when it comes to dyeing my hair, I just do it myself. I feel it's kind of crazy to pay someone to dye my hair this color when I can easily do it at home a lot less expensively. Okay, before I put my makeup on, the elephant in the room, this right here, that is an injection site. I know I did mention last year that I was going to go to a plastic surgeon. I did, and he did give me lip injections. They're still a little swollen, but as you can see, they're not duck lips. So you can go to a plastic surgeon and have Juvederm injected into your lips and not have duck lips. I was going to make a video of my Botox kind of Juvederm experience with the plastic surgeon. The face still has 57-year-old skin, so this still is a 57-year-old mature skin makeup look. I'm going to start my face the way I always do with this Kirsten Florian Rejuvenating Moisture Balm. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me talk about this, but this is fabulous. I love this moisture balm. It moisturizes my face, but at the same time, it just instantly goes into my skin. It almost feels like it turns and mattifies my face, but it is not at all greasy or oily. This is going to be a repurchase for me. I actually got this from Octoly. Originally, it was given to me from the company to test out, and I really cannot live without this moisture balm, especially in Colorado. It is a necessity. It's already been absorbed into my skin. My skin doesn't even look like I have any kind of moisturizer greasy look on me at all. For my eyelashes, I use New Lash at night, but in the daytime I like to use this little product. I think it's Organ YC. I think that's how you say it, but it's a lash and brow growth serum, but I only put it on my lashes. I've been using New Lash at night and this in the daytime. This is just a $30, I think, little product I got. It has in it some things like grapefruit cell extract and things like that. Things that are supposed to help your eyelashes grow. I know you know the saga and are sick of the saga of my eyelashes that have bald spots, but after using the New Lash at night and this Organ YC in the daytime, my eyelashes, the bald spot, is finally growing in. We're happy. So my bald spot is going away on my eyelashes. It's a good day. All right, now just to moisturize around my eyes again, I always use products by DNC. I really love that company. I think they have a lot of great products and they're a great skincare company. I like their concentrated eye cream and I put that right around my eyes. That really moisturizes my eyes, especially living here in Colorado. It is just dry as heck here. I think also I take some medications that make my skin drier than most people's skin would be. The next thing I do is put a touch, these little bangs are driving me crazy today. Put a little touch of this Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer, just kind of in the area where I have some redness on my eyes. You don't really need a lot. This works just as well as any eye primer I've ever used. I like it better than the MAC Paint Pot, and I also like it better than my Urban Decay eye primer potion. I really like this, and I am gonna do just one eye at a time once I start doing my eyeshadow, so I can speed up this process so you're not tortured by watching me do 2 eyes. And for my face, to kind of do some color correcting, I like this DHC Q10 base makeup. And this takes some of the unevenness of my skin tone away. And again, this is not greasy at all. This absorbs right into my skin. So that is all prepped and primed. Normally when I put my eye cream on and my face cream, I wait for like 20 minutes before I do my makeup, but I just didn't have time to do that today. So I just kind of slathered everything on right after I put the cream on. We're again going to be using this Sweet Peach palette because I thought this was a great palette for spring, especially kind of these pinky peachy shades right here. To start this, I'm gonna take a brush and dip it into Charmed, I'm Sure. Right here. I guess that would be kind of a taupey shade, I think. And I'm going to put it just right here. I'm going to sort of make a V on my eye. I know a lot of people use tape, but I've tried tape once or twice and I just refuse to do it anymore because ripping that tape off, no matter how much I try to kind of take some of the stickiness out of it, I just don't like the sensation of pulling my skin like that. I just feel like it's causing thousands of wrinkles again. So I'm going to put this right here in the corner V and also kind of up here. Put it up here. And I like to take it depends on your eye shape, but I have like a huge amount of space in my eye. And the thing that bugs me more than anything is my brow bone right here is big. It sticks out, sort of. I like to kind of camouflage it just a touch. And for me, doing that is putting a slightly darker shade on top of it. If I put a white shade up there, it just kind of just comes right out. So I'm gonna put this all in the crease area. And in that V, I put my shades almost really up to, very close to my eyebrow. And now I will blend that in just a little bit more in a bit. Right now I'm going to put on my lid. I'm going to get kind of a fluffy brush. I'm going to mix together two shades. I'm going to mix together Candied Peach with Cobbler. And that's those two colors right there. So Candy Peach mixed with Cobbler. So I'm just going to try to mix those together. And I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is one by Real Techniques. It's just kind of fluffy, and I'm going to mix those two and just kind of lightly dust it along my lid. I don't want a crazy bright lid because this is going to be more of a spring shade, be more of a spring look. We are ready for spring. No, I'm not really ready for spring yet because that means my life has gone by even faster than I want it to go by. So I just have a very light coating of really both of them mixed equally together. I just take my brush kind of and go like that. And then again, I'm going to take that Charmed, I'm sure, and put that back into that brow bone area just to build that up again and blend everything in. And then carry it onto this edge where the V is. That's it for that. And then I'm going to get a little brush that I live and die by. It's this one. And this was a really cheap brush. I don't know even the name of it because it's worn off, but it's really stiff. And the reason I like it is I like to use this as a blender. It does a really good job of kind of blending in any little seams of my eyeshadow. All right, and then I'm going to take, since I didn't use tape, just a Q-tip swab and some makeup remover, and I'm going to get rid of some of that eyeshadow on that outer V area that just came down a little bit further than I would have liked. So I basically use my swab as tape. Get rid of any other seams. I can't stand seeing kind of seams in eyeshadow, kind of like where one starts and where one ends. I just like the lid to look like one continuous color. And then let that dry a little bit. And then for my brow bone shade, I'm just going to use for my brow bone a mixture of white peach mixed with peaches and cream. White peach is super white. Peaches and cream is a little bit peachier shade of white. So I mix them together to kind of give me just more of an off-white because my skin coloring is olive and I don't like to put stark white on it at all. So I'll put that up there on the brow bone. And then I think just for the corner of my eye here, I'm just gonna put a touch, not a lot, of Nectar in the shade in the middle and just put that right there, just to brighten up that inner area of my eye. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and always make sure when you, I'm sure you already do this, but when you curl your eyelashes, you kind of clean it off because sometimes there is mascara and shadow left over on this, and if you put it back on your eye, it just kind of, I don't know, gets everything all messed up again. I curled my eyelashes and I'm going to line them now. I'm going to tight line them, and I'm also going to put a little bit of liner, liquid liner, along the lash line. For the tight line area, I'm actually going to use this product that I'm going to be talking about, I think on Thursday. I can't remember when this video goes up. It's from Kiss New York Professional Cosmetics Company, and this is basically an exact dupe for the Maybelline Unstoppable. Not that you need a dupe for a drugstore product, but if this is less expensive, I will be buying this one. This is basically the same product. It's a eyeliner pencil that I like to use for my tight line area. This really helps if you have balding eyelashes to tight line or thinning eyelashes. If you rub that right into the lash line, it really camouflages any missing lashes. Then on top of the lash line, I'm going to use this product that I talked about on Sunday, I think, that I really like. It's by Cherry Blooms, and it's called their Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I usually hate liquid liners, but I have started to use this and really like it. As a matter of fact, I actually placed a order myself for their mascara, oh my gosh, and their brow product, which I will show you in this in case you missed it on Sunday, and I'll also link the video down below. But I never heard of this company before. I believe they're out of Australia. They sent me their products and I was like, wow, these are really good. All right, on the lash line, I'm gonna take this liquid liner, and again, I'm not really an expert at liquid liner. I'm usually good with pencils, not liner, and I'm just gonna go right over that lash line. just to kind of darken it up a little bit. You can see, trying to get as close to that lash line as I possibly can. There we go. I did it. So I just tight lined under the eye, and then I took this black liner and put it right on top. Oh, that's great. I put it right on top of the lash line to really make my lash line look nice and dark, almost like a band, because I don't wear fake eyelashes, but I'm always trying to make my eyes look like I have fake eyelashes on. And with these Cherry Blooms products, I really can do that. But I will be honest with you, these products are freaking amazing. I love everything they sent me. They sent me 3 things. They sent me that liquid liner. They sent me this next thing I'm going to use that has changed my life with my eyelashes. And they also sent me a brow product that has changed my eyebrow life. So the liner is dry. I'm going to give my eyelashes one more quick curl. And what I'm going to use next is their 2-step fiber mascara. And I am not a fan of fiber mascaras because I wear contacts, but these fibers do not shed. They are amazing. So step 1 is putting on this transplanting gel. So I'm going to put this on first. As soon as you take that off, you want to put the fibers on. And then you put back on the transplanting gel just to kind of lock those fibers in place. Now this is not a cheap mascara. I just ordered it myself after getting it, and it's probably in the I think it's 40 something dollars. But for someone that doesn't have a lot of lashes, it is really worth it. I am so impressed. And that's from having literally no eyelashes to having eyelashes that almost look a little bit like I'm wearing very natural looking lashes. And like I said before, my eyelashes are balding. They're not there at all. This has changed my life. I love that stuff. Okay, I will link, as I said before, that video down in the description box. All right, so it's on my eyes. Everything's pretty much blended in to the extent that I am gonna blend it. Maybe just a little bit more right here. So I'm going to go off camera and do my other eye, and you can see how literally I was able to kind of transform my no lashes to almost crazy, too much lashes. Just by using that, you can really make your lashes huge and long and thick. Okay, so now for the rest of this face, and it's going to be tough covering up this boo-boo right here, but we're going to try. So the first thing I normally do is put on some color correcting products. I use the Smashbox Green, and I use the Smashbox Orange right here to kind of color correct that darkness under my eyes. Gonna mush that in. I'm gonna have to work on this boo-boo a little bit later. That in like that, and then I like to use my fingers to kind of get the one under my eyes in. Okay, now I'm going to put on my foundation. You guys know my favorite foundation in the whole world is by CoverGirl. It is CoverGirl Aqua Smooth. I've tried so many foundations, and I've tried high-end, I've tried drugstore, and for me personally, this foundation is the best foundation I have found for my skin. Okay, what I'm going to take is I'm going to take this very cheap eBay brush that I've gotten, I don't know, sometime mid last year, got a long time ago. It's held up really well. I really, really love this. I'm going to do kind of 2 things with this because I want this to be a super lightweight look. I'm actually going to spray this first, like I always do, with a little bit of hydrating or setting spray. But also on top of that, I'm going to take a little bit of moisturizing cream and squeeze it right into my brush. Rub that around. And then I'm going to dip that into my foundation. It's a cream compact foundation, but I really like that because it gives me a super, you can see, a super kind of lightweight, super moisturized look. Not a heavy look at all. Because I really, like I said, don't want this to be a heavy looking foundation, especially since it's for a more spring look. And that will dry and take away a lot of that dewy look in a bit. Now to do my concealer. I love the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. However, I do not like these containers. They are messy. They just are disgustingly gross and they make a total mess. And these the wand is gross and disgusting. Just give me a tube, okay? Tart. All right, I'm gonna put on a slightly lighter color under my eyes first because I really want to kind of brighten my eye up. And I'm going to try a brand new brush that I received from Octoly. You all know by now that Octoly is a platform that works with creators and brands. What they do is the brands will supply a creator, for example, a YouTube content creator, with their product to test out, and all we have to do in return is give our honest review of it. I probably should have waited to put my concealer on before I did this because it's probably going to set by the time I use this brush. But this is the brush they sent me. I'm going to give you the name of this. This is the brush that I asked Real Techniques to send me. I have petitioned Real Techniques for so many of their products. I think they're probably sick of me by now and they're probably cutting me off after this brush, but I love their brushes so much. You know how much I talk about their brushes. This is brand new. I think this particular brush, it says new. It's from their Bold Metals collection. It's their 102 Triangle Concealer. The claims on this brush are: it is ultra plush, high performance, it's irresistibly soft, it has a weighted ferrule, which it does. This is actually heavier than most of the other Real Techniques brushes that I have that are similar. Just ignore my hair right there. It has shed resistant properties, and all my Real Techniques brushes don't shed on me. I've been very lucky. I don't know if everybody has the same results, but I am guaranteed that when I purchase a Real Techniques brush, that's the reason I buy them in particular. They're usually soft, they usually work really well, and they don't shed. It has advanced pickup and release of makeup. This particular brush is supposed to do 3 things for you. It's supposed to make imperfections disappear with 3 sides, 1 for concealing, 1 for blending, and 1 for spot coverage. So when I watched, I think, Sam demonstrate this, the way she used this brush, and if you look at it, you can see there's a ridge here. There's a ridge right here, and then there's a flat side here, a flat side here, but then a bigger side right here that looks like a paddle. When I feel these bristles, these are not like super kitten hair kind of bristles. These actual bristles almost remind me of the same material that was on my son's violin. You know, the wand or whatever the name of that, I forget what the name of that was, that you rub over the strings of a violin. That's what this reminds me of. That's what it feels like. So it's not, when you feel this, they're a little stiffer. Not stiff, uncomfortably stiff, but not their typical super kitten soft feeling bristles. And the way they demonstrated this was they used one side of it to do the concealer. They used the pointed tip for spot concealing, like around your nose or like on this burn mark right here. They used the other side of it to blend in their highlighter, but they used the paddle side, the flat side, to put on contour. Now, I don't use contour, and the main reason I asked for this brush was for concealer. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And I'm going to demonstrate and see how it works. So first things first, I'm going to use the big flat side to kind of blend in my concealer. And I can tell already that this is very nice because what it does is it feels like it's pressing in your product right into your skin. That's what I like. That is really nice for that area. And then for spot concealing, I'm going to take a little bit of this right here and use the pointed tip and then the flat paddle to kind of pat that in with. That's good. And for this boo-boo down here, I'm going to take some more of this concealer, put that on that boo-boo there, and then use the flat paddle, blend that in. That's nice. And then I'm going to use the flat paddle basically just to rub the rest of the concealer under my eyes. I really like this brush. I actually tried it once before. I really like it for my concealer. The reason being is that little pointed tip. For those of you that like to get your concealer right up high, and it almost makes for me, a lot of times I will get a wipey and wipe a little V area to clean up the outer area of my eye. This actually does that for me with the concealer. I can just run that right up there and create a V. So I really like this brush. I'm gonna do the same thing for this side and get right into the corner of my eye almost. I actually can get into the corner of my eye with this. And I'm just gonna rub that up that way. Super nice. I can see it just fits right under your eye. It's really a great brush. So I love this brush. brush, Real Techniques. Thank you so much. Even though I'm not using it exactly the way you had suggested using it, I love it for my concealer and for spot concealing on my face. And again, the reason they were promoting this was you can actually use one brush to do everything. One brush to put your concealer on, the other side to put your highlighter on, and then the flat side to put on your contour. As you probably know, Real Techniques brushes are 100% cruelty-free, which gives them big kudos from me. I really think that is so great. And again, this is their new concealer brush. It is their Bold Metals Collection 102 Triangle Concealer. So thank you, Real Techniques, and thank you again for allowing me to test out so many of your products and being so kind and sending me the products that I've requested. Really appreciate that. Okay, my concealer's on, and to put on the setting powder under my eyes, I'm actually going to use another Real Techniques brush. I love this one also. It has the little kind of pointy tip, and I like to use this in my e.l.f. HD powder. This gets in the corner of my eye, right under there, right around my nose. This is a great brush too. I really love this one also. I would say half the brushes I own are Real Techniques brushes. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of powder on that area back here. That burn is so bad, it's still healing, that no matter what I put on it, usually in the end, I still may have to conceal it one more time. All right, my face is pretty much done with concealer. I'm gonna kind of liven it up a little bit because it looks a little kind of bland, flat. I'm gonna take first, to kind of liven up my face a little bit, this Total Face palette from e.l.f. And the first thing I'm going to do is get my other Real Techniques brush. What can I say? This is what I have over here. My other Real Techniques brush. And I'm going to use this bronzer right here, which is really almost my skin coloring. But I'm going to use that just a little bit to kind of give just a little bit of color to my face. I don't like a real bronzy look on my face, but this color is so perfect, and I think it would work great for light skin tones too. But it's great to just give me just a touch of color without looking like I have bronzer on my face. See, just a little bit of color. And then I'm going to use actually this peachy sort of blush and put that on my cheeks. And I am a blush mixer, so this will not be the only blush I put on. I like to layer blushes, so that goes on there. And sometimes I even like to mix the two blushes that are even in here back and forth. I don't know if I am going to put another blush on. We'll see. I'll wait till the very end for that. I'm going to put a little powder around my nose. I always use this IT Cosmetics Airbrush Perfecting Powder. I love it. Put that around my nose. I'm not going to use any highlighter on my cheeks because I want this kind of to be more of a natural spring look. I don't want to have like a lot of glow going on, and this blush alone does give a little bit of sheen to my cheeks, so I just don't want to overdo it for spring. Now for my brows. I'm going to use a product, and I'm going to have to make do for now because I made a boo-boo, and I'll explain to you what it is. I did a video on from Cherry Blooms, the one that I got the mascara from and the one that I got the eyeliner from. This is a fiber brow product, and it has changed kind of my eyebrow life in the sense that it used to take me such a long time to use my pomade and then use my liner from the Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills on my eyebrows. It took so long to do my eyebrows. I tested this out and I was like, wow, these are so fast and they look more natural than the ones that I use when I did the pomade. The only problem is the little stencils of these. They come in 3 different sizes for your eyebrows. One is thin, and then they have one that's thick, but then they have one that's like natural. And the natural one, oh, sorry there guys. The one that's natural, I lost. I threw it away in a box. I can't believe that. So when I recently reordered the brow product again, and hopefully I'll get the natural stencil in that. So I'm gonna have to go freehand with this today, because usually what you do is you put the stencil on your eyebrow and then you rub this product in and you rip this little stencil off and you have a perfectly shaped brow. Well, I'm not gonna be able to do that today. I'm gonna have to go freehand. So I'm gonna take this out of the container. Now, the only problem I don't like about this is you have to be really careful taking this out, because if you just whip that wand out, these fibers go flying everywhere. So you have to be really careful, and it is just a little messy at first. This is the cappuccino brown shade. So I'm gonna go freehand on this, which is not the way this product was meant to be used. But you can see already how quick and easy that was. It's just crazy. And that's without the stencil. This is freehand. This is not the way you're supposed to be doing this. Now, because I don't have the stencil for this, I'm going to actually use a liner, an eyebrow liner, kind of to fix just this middle area. And I'll do that. Let me grab the liner right now. I got this liner from Kiss Cosmetics, which I think I said before I'm going to do a video on Thursday. This liner to me is a complete dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills liner. And I normally don't say that because I'm a huge fan of the Anastasia Beverly Hills, but this is definitely a dupe. So much more inexpensive. And I'll put all that information. You'll see this in a video if you watch it on Thursday, I think is when it's going up. But I'm going to just take this liner and try to fix a little bit of this because I didn't have a stencil to kind of work with. I didn't want to use the thick one because I tried the thick one and that kind of freaked me out seeing a big thick brow. So I had to go freehand. The thin one was like too thin. The natural one was perfect for me. I can't believe I threw that stencil in the garbage can. Are you serious? But that's the kind of stuff I do. Like really, sometimes I do really dingy stuff because I'm not paying attention. But this is a very creamy, super creamy eyebrow pencil. Just glides on, just like my Anastasia Beverly Hills one. And what's great is my shade is the exact match. I normally use dark brown, and this brunette shade is the exact same shade. I think I'm just going to get a precision Q-tip and clean that tail up a little bit. It's a lot easier than using pomade and then having to use the liner. That is super fast. And if I had the right stencil, it would be lickety split. So I'm going to go off camera and do the other brow, and I will be right back. When I originally did the video on these Cherry Blooms mascara and brows, I said originally that the brows would be good for someone that already had eyebrows just to fill in, but I'm starting to change my mind about that. I think it would be also good for someone like me who doesn't have any brows at all from here out, because the fibers actually make my eyebrows look like they have hair there. Versus when I use the pomade, sometimes that pomade makes my eyebrows look a little shiny looking because there is no brow and I'm basically just drawing it on. These fibers make them actually look like they're hair. There's actual hair there. I love it. Okay, so we are down to the face, and I am going to kind of decide after I put my lippy on if I'm going to put any more blush on. So let me just do my lip. And again, I told you guys I filled my lips in. I love liquid lipsticks now. You have no idea. Oh my gosh, I just love putting on liquid lipsticks. Before, all the liquid lipsticks used to get into all the cracks and all the lines, but now so nice. And this is still going to go down. That one's still, the boo-boo there is still a little raised up. So I'm going to use this Liquid Catsuit Mega Last matte lipstick from Wet n Wild. This is in Coral Corruption. Okay, so I put that on, and that is a little darker than I normally like. So I'm going to put a little bit of this Revlon pink cloud on. So it's kind of a mixture of this orange with the pink. And then I'm just going to outline my lips a little bit. I may put just a touch of gloss on top of this, but first I'm going to outline my lips a little bit with my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer, the same one I used on to prep my eyelids. And I just like to take one of these e.l.f. brushes. I don't know exactly what the name of them are, but they have kind of this flat surface, and just dip it in a little bit of the concealer and just rub it along my lip line. It just helps define those lips a little bit more and make them look plumper. I guess basically that's the word. All right, and my lip looks a little uneven there because it's still swollen, so you're gonna have to excuse that. And then I just take a little powder puff with a little bit of setting spray on it. I don't ever spray setting spray right on my face. I just don't like that wet feeling all over my face. Plus, I like to press in all those powders that were on my face, and I don't think I'm gonna add any more blush. Okay, now for the hair. My hair is short. The only thing I did to it is just quickly ran, and hardly anything, my Instyler through the back of my hair and a little bit on the top. I'm gonna take this amazing little comb I got from Sally's Beauty for teasing, or Sally Beauty. I don't know if it's Sally or Sally's, I forget. All right, but either way, that's where I got it. And I'm just gonna tease my hair up. There's a lot of static today, so it's really a rotten day for hair. But I really didn't do much with the InStyler, to be honest with you. My hair is razor cut. I cut my own hair and I razor cut it. So literally when I wake up in the morning, I don't even have to hardly brush it. It just kind of goes right into the position I want it to go in. Okay, so that's that. I think we're good on that. And then I'm going to, I love this stuff. I got this from Octoly, months ago, I think around Christmas time. This is the Vibrant Sexy Hair Rose Elixir. I love this. It's made with rose and almond oil. You can actually put this on your body, but I only use it for my hair. And I know Ulta was running a special recently on this. I purchased 2 of them for backup because I love it so much. It takes all the fuzzies out of my hair. It makes my hair super shiny, and at the same time makes my hair smell like a light scent of roses. It is so beautiful. I love it. So what I do is I just spray this in my hand and then rub it mainly through the ends of my hair. Takes away a lot of the frizzies, just kind of tames everything down a little bit. And it also gives me a little bit of texture, which is nice. And then let me get my comb and just kind of do a little arranging. I think that's it. I don't have any hairspray here. I would normally put hairspray on my hair also to kind of tame some of these wild and crazy little things that are just, the static is just kind of literally making my hair go straight up. So you can see it right here, but I forgot to bring my hairspray in here. So normally what I would also do is just spray my hair a little bit, but this is kind of the final look. If you do want to tone down this orange shade, it's not really orange, it's more of a coral shade. You can do that with this Neutrogena Moisture Shine Gloss. I get this in, I think, number 200, and it adds a little bit of moisture to your lips, but at the same time, it can tone down this orange look. I don't take a lot out of it, just enough to go over my lips, just a touch. There, that adds just a little bit kind of moisture to the lips and makes them look a little less kind of orangey coral, a little bit toned down. And that is my final look. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hair, we didn't get very much with the hair, guys. It still is dark. I think if I really need to lighten it, I would go to a professional. I wouldn't do it myself. But for just dyeing grays, that Claro Box dye is fabulous, easy, super easy. Just get a shade that matches your color or what color you want to be and put it on your grays and put it on your hair. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of spring look, even though it's only February or whenever this goes up, March. I'm not even sure when this video is going up, but it's not spring here yet in Colorado. Take care, guys. Bye-bye from Marla.